what's up, everybody? All right, so I got something exciting for you guys today. I'm kind of going to start changing this up a little bit, not too much. It's still going to be all health and fitness. But one thing that I really enjoy is taking topics from other areas of life. Could be entrepreneurship, it could be from marketing, could be from relationships, could be spiritual, whatever it may be, and relating that to health and fitness. So hopefully my goal out of this, especially today, is that not only will you become better health wise and reach your physical results, but you're also going to change other areas of your life as well, including today. So today is going to be in two different parts. One, I'm going to show you 4 different levels of income. So if you want to increase your income, this is going to show you how to do that. And then after that, what I'm going to do is relate it to the health and fitness and how you can get to the next level of results that you may be looking for or that you may be struggling with. Because many times that you're going to hear is we may be working really hard, but we're not working hard at the current level or the level that we should be working at. So we'll go ahead and dive in. And of course, if you want some extra help, you could click the link here or go to transformationsecretspodcast.com. And there's a lot of extra just kind of freebies that I like to give away. All right. So first, let's talk about the 4 levels of income. So if you are listening to this and you want to increase your income, you're going to learn how, and then we'll relate it to health and fitness and how you could get the next results there as well. So if you don't care about income, you could skip forward about 10 minutes to the to the health and fitness part. So the first phase of income where most people start off is the implementation phase. And the resources that we use for implementation is really our muscles and our time. What does this mean? So it's pretty much trading your time for value. So if you think about it as far as a hotel, like every time you go to the hotel, who's the hardest workers? It's always the housekeepers, right? They are the absolute hardest workers that you'll ever see. Yet they also make the least amount of money in the hotel. Why? Because they're simply trading their time for their money. This became extremely transparent to me when I was working as a server. And I just remember I was in my early 20s, and I just remember looking at all the cooks, which amazing cooks. But most of them had 2 or 3 jobs just to get by, just because they're struggling. And the reason for this is because all they used to make income was their muscles and their time. And so if you're stuck and you can't get to that next level of income, it's because you keep trading your time for money instead of moving up the value ladder that we're going to be talking about. So if you're in the implementation phase, usually where your income is anywhere from minimum wage to about $80,000 a year. And again, just trading time for money, but there's always a cap on how much you could make. So that's the first phase. The second phase of the value ladder of making more income is called the unification phase. And this is pretty much the resources that you use are your management skills. So if you think about it, again, let's talk about the hotel. After the housekeepers, there's management. And what does management do? They have a little bit higher skills because they could manage other people to make sure they do their job properly, make sure they do it right, make sure they show up on time, all this stuff. So more jobs at the hotel can get done at the same time. And so this is your next kind of value to move up in income is, 1 is you stop trading your time for money. 2, you start helping other people so more people could do more work in the same amount of time. Yet there is still a cap. So a lot of people get to this management phase and then they still get capped off because there's still so many hours in a work. So in this phase, you can make anywhere from about $40,000 a month to $250,000 a month, right? All depending on the company that you work for and kind of what your management skills are. Next phase. So if you want to go above that, it's called the communication phase, and giving value pretty much through the skills of your mouth, how to communicate to different people. So think about people who might be in the communication phase right now: politicians, singers, authors, motivational speakers, all of these people have an amazing way of using their voice, an amazing way of using their communication to make money. And what happens when you could do this? You could talk to thousands, millions of people at one time and create an impact on the world that way. And so, of course, these people get paid a little bit more. And the final phase is the imagination, which is where you use your mind and your money. So, a great example of this. So, if you're watching live, go ahead and comment down below. So, when you think of Apple, the Apple company, who do you think of? Right, Steve Jobs, right? So, but what did Steve Jobs do? He was all he really did was use his mind, which was a brilliant, amazing mind, and some money to back it up. But did you know that Steve Jobs did not create the Apple computer? It was actually Steve Wozniak. But no one thinks of Steve Wozniak because his value on this ladder of income wasn't as high as using his mind and money or using his mouth. He pretty much used his muscles and time to make stuff. And how come no one now even thinks about Steve Cook, who is the CEO of Apple? Right? He's been the CEO ever since Steve Jobs died. Yet again, no one really thinks about him because he's not using the mind or money. He's mainly using management skills and the mouth part. So here are the 4 levels on how you can, if you want to give yourself a raise, these are the next things that you need to work on. A lot of times when we think we need to work harder, we keep working harder, but at the same level instead of leveling up. And that's the biggest mistake that people make. For example, for me as a trainer, instead of one of my big mistakes and what I see a lot of trainers do is they need to make more money. So the first thing they think about is, I need to get more clients. I need to get more clients. Yes, they're working hard. Yes, they're going to make more money, but they're going to be capped out because they're still just using their muscles and their time. So what's the next level of that a trainer can do in the fitness industry? They could become in management where they could manage maybe 10 different trainers and make even more money. And then what's the next phase? Maybe a salesperson. They could use their mouth and help persuade people or motivate people to sign up for a membership where they get a percentage of that sale. And then what's the next phase of just the health and fitness? Maybe you open up a gym, maybe your nationwide fitness business, whatever it may be. So this is the values of money. And now what I want to do is kind of relate this to health and fitness, because yes, it's great to make more money, but the best way to increase any area of our life is to increase our health, is to increase how we feel about ourselves, is to increase our energy. So I'm going to take this same exact model and show you where you may be missing out on your health, or if you feel like you've been stuck at a plateau and you can't get to the next level of results. It may be because you're focusing on one step of the ladder, not moving to the next step of the ladder. And so here is the 4 phases of our health and fitness. So when it comes to the implementation, this one's pretty much the same. You're using your muscles and your time. So what does this mean? This is exactly what happened to me for 5 years, the first 5 years of my journey, and why I did not get any results. All I used was my muscle and time. All I did was work out. I exercised hard, and then I ate kind of whatever I wanted. And I exercised hard, I ate kind of whatever I wanted. And then I had the thought process of, I'm going to work out super hard so I could eat whatever I want, right? These type of people are still in the lowest value of the results, which is the implementation phase. They're only focusing on exercise. Are you going to get some results? Yeah, you're going to get some results. Are you going to reach your ultimate results? Absolutely not. The only results you're really going to get is you're going to gain some strength. Your posture will get better. I don't know, maybe some health numbers will improve, but you're never going to get to that next level. So first level of results is the implementation phase. So if you feel like you might be at a plateau and you feel like all you're focusing on is how much harder can you work out the next day, then this is why you're stuck. So the next phase of getting results and moving up the value of results, is the unification phase, which is bringing together the nutrition with your fitness, right? So this is the next step that I personally took, is like, all right, it's like, I've been working out for 5 years. Obviously, I got X results, but I haven't had any more results in years, a long time. So I told myself, all right, what happens if I actually focus on nutrition and bring the nutrition in? And what happened was I got amazing results. So with my workouts plus my nutrition, the next value of getting results, I completely changed my body. Now, again, this wasn't the best I could ever get to, because I was still limited on what I could achieve. I was still limited on how far I could push my body, because it was still just based on myself. It was based on how much effort I could put into the gym, and to the best of my knowledge, what the nutrition could be. So what ended up happening is I actually lost my results a little bit, and I just wasn't feeling good about myself. And so I found the next phase of the value of getting results, which was the communication, which is hiring a coach, someone to talk to, someone to communicate what I'm doing wrong, why I'm doing it wrong, do this instead, and just following them with 100% transparency. And so the moment I moved up into this level of, or this value, this level of health results, is when my results really took off. And not only did they take off, but it was so much easier than I've been struggling with for, at this point, 10 to 13 years before I hired a coach. So I start out with my muscles and time, just kind of working out, trying to work harder to burn off a bad diet. And then I finally brought in the nutrition plan and got some results, pretty good results, but I knew I could do better. And then I brought in a coach, the next phase of getting results. And my results really started taking off. Just the fact that you have to report to someone every single week will make you actually follow the plan, but follow the right plan for you. And now I'm at the best results I've ever had because of that. And then so the next phase, so if you feel like if you've already been working out or if you've already been working out as hard as you can, if you've already brought the nutrition in, if you've already hired a coach, how do you reach that next level of results? It's just the imagination phase. You have to use your mind, and you have to believe that you are capable of more. And that's all it comes down to. So a lot of time, like many times when people come to me for a consultation, or they're talking about possibly signing up, I always ask, like, what are your goals? And most oftentimes they'll say, well, I want to lose 100 pounds, but I'll be happy with 40 pounds. And I say, nope. All right, so 100 pounds it is. So you just have to believe that what you truly want is actually possible. And I knew this was huge for me, because for 25 years of my life, I never believed that my body type could get abs. I didn't know, because genetics, whatever it may be. And then one day I decided to say, instead of saying I can't do this, I decided to say, what if? And the moment I said, what if, the wheels started spinning in my head, and I started to believe that it actually was possible for me. And guess what? 3 months later, after believing that was possible, I got abs for the first time in my life. And all it took was a little bit of the imagination and just believing that you are capable of more. So these are the 4 levels of getting your results. If you jumped on late, I talked about the 4 levels of making more income, and I'm really excited about this new way of things. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, drop a comment down below. If you're listening on the podcast later, leave a review, write a comment, whatever it may be. And again, if you want to take your results to the next level, you could click the link if you're watching live, or you could go to transformationsecretspodcast.com and get even more results, reach that next level in the value. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Peace.